Transformers Nation, Transformers and stuff here. Today we shall be reviewing Transformers Cybertron Season 1 review. Now, first thing you're going to ask is, what about the pre-review? Well, I've been looking at it and there's far too much characters to go into detail, and I'll just be wasting your time at the end of the day because most of you guys won't even care about the characters and their personalities. So instead, if you do care, for some of you, I will leave a link down below to, I believe it's Wikipedia or another third-party site, and you can read up on the characters and all that. But be warned, if you click the link, there may be spoilers. But yeah, in this series, you don't really need to know too much about the characters. Unlike in different series, you need to know, like Beast Wars, you should know about the characters just because the characters really have a big impact on the story line. Unlike Cybertron, they don't really have, they do, only some, of course, being the main characters, but that's pretty much about it, and that link will tell you everything you need to know anyways. But without further ado, let us review Transformers Cybertron. So, we start this off, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know how we start this off. We start this off with the pros, the cons, and the I don't know. Pros being the good stuff, cons being the bad stuff, and the I don't know section for the stuff that I just haven't decided yet. So let's jump into it, shall we? Okay, first thing for the pros is there being multiple planets. I really do dig this. There's no real main setting, unlike in most Transformers series, the main setting is Earth. In this one, there is no real main setting because they keep switching planets. I'm not going to tell you why because then that'll be a spoiler, but it's just so amazing on how they do that because it's cool. When's the last time we really had a Transformers series where, yeah, they go to different planets, but even in some of the most epic Transformers series, the main setting's been Earth. Like, even in G1, that's not a spoiler for G1 in case you haven't watched it either way. It's always, sorry about the noise in the background if you can hear that, it's always just been Earth. So I kind of like how they switch that up. Let's move on to the next pro. Okay, next pro being Starscream now. Allow me to explain why he is a pro. Some people may bash me for this. Most Starscreams, is just a goofball, and I extremely dislike that. The only Starscream, as I said before, they've ever got right was Cybertron. Now, when he isn't a goofball, he's loyal to Megatron. No names for what series that happened. No names. No names at all for that series. But they got this Starscream right, and I almost forgot to mention this before, so I figured I'll mention it now. This is a continuation of Transformers Energon. So some people's like, should I watch Energon first? Wait for the overall review, and then after, you may decide that on your own, except I will help you with that decision. But yeah, I just love how they got the character right, finally. He can kick butt, and yeah, he took on a few Autobots, badly damaged, and still managed to, he's good. I'm not going to tell you how this happened, like when this happened, why this happened, because that'd be spoiling, of course, but he's very good. They finally got the character right, and I'm just happy about that. Another huge, I guess you can say, pro is the human kids. And they're like, how? Well, they're kind of a pro. Let me explain. Majority them being a pro because of one particular kid. Okay, so they're a pro because they're not as annoying as other kids in the Transformers shows, if you will. Transformers trilogy, whatever you want to call it. I prefer show, but whatever. Sorry about the noise in the background once again, but it's cool. Allow me to explain why they're cool. They're cool simply because they're not annoying, first thing. Second thing is, his name's Bud. Bud is cool. Allow me to explain why. He is cool just simply because he reminds me of Warpath. I believe it's Warpath. Yeah, he's a beautiful throwback to Warpath, and no one notices that. Okay, well, how do you know? Well, remember... Okay, well, if you watch this isn't too much of a spoiler, but when they were setting up the base in Season 1, this is pretty much how the heck it went down. He said, he's like, oh, if you do this and this, a catapult, he's like, you go like, tick, 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 beautiful throwback to, and plus his personality just reminds me Warpath. So I love that throwback. That is a human, and you can still get those throwbacks. Beautiful. And the other humans are pretty useful. All of them are. So he's a throwback. He's not as useful, but he's a throwback. So that's good. Lori being the female is actually useful because she has the cash pretty much. In one episode that came up, and then you have the other dude. I forgot his name. It's not Bud. What's his name? Kobe, I believe. Yeah, Kobe. He's very useful because he can fix the Autobots. Because remember, I guess he can kind of fix them because they do turn into cars. So yeah, so that's pretty much about it. I've spent too long on these kids. So let's move along, shall we? I think we shall. Well, you had your fun with the pros and seeing how this series is very awesome, at least for season 1. Allow us to jump into the cons, shall we? I think we shall. Sorry about that. So, Thunder Blast, I believe that's her name. Thunder Blast? Yeah, her name is Thunder Blast. Character annoying, not useful, at least for season 1. And most annoying, just annoying. Sorry for the noise in the background, so that's why. The character, I understand in Cybertron they try to build up a character. Okay, for example, Crumple Zone and Ransack are half useful. To Megatron, but I don't see them as useful compared to certain people, but they're funny, so they make up for it. They're trying to make her funny, but when you try to make it funny, that's a little problem for me, so just being honest. But yeah. Okay, so the next dude who I love his character, I really think is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. He looks pretty cool. It's his name. His name is Breakdown. Okay, I'm going to try and describe him to you without spoiling. Well, he pretty much has an Autobot spirit. Let's just leave it at that. That's it. He's an old dude. But his name being Breakdown, Breakdown's a Decepticon, and yet you slapped that name on an Autobot. I just personally have a problem with that. May just be me, though. Who knows? May just be me. Anyways, so I have Scourge is cool overall. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty cool. I have a problem with his voice changes. It's not in every episode, thank God. But what I mean by every time he appears is when a mission's complete, for example, let's just say he's with such and such, not gonna state the faction who it is, and that mission took right around 5 episodes, then yeah. But then after those 5 episodes, when he returns after 2 episodes he was gone, it's a serious voice change. Now I'm not referring from when he's inside robot mode to when he turns into dragon mode. Yes, his voice changed. That is okay, and that is actually pretty cool. But I mean, it changes in both modes, or one or the other after a while. So it really gets annoying. The voice changes for Scourge is the only one I've really noticed, and the only thing I can really nitpick here. But, yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Now, it is time to move on to the section I like to call the I Don't Know. So let's jump into it, shall we? I think we shall. Well, the first thing for the I Don't Know would have to be Sideways. He can switch his faction from an Autobot to a Decepticon. And for no real spoilers or anything, I'm gonna try not. Well, it's not much I can spoil about him. Even if you knew about it, it has nothing really to do with the storyline so far with season 1. And before I get any further into it, you guys are like, Transformers Cybertron does not have season 1. No, it does not. I literally just made that up, and I'm reviewing the, first 26 episodes. So there you go. But no one knows what he's about yet. We don't know where he's from. I don't know, so hopefully we find that out. Well, I actually do know, but I'm saying for now, if you only watch season 1 being the first 26 episodes, you do not know yet. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it. That comes to my head at least. And almost forgot real quickly, another thing for the I Don't Know, or make this real quickly, is the Omega Lock. Every time, okay, I know that would have been a spoiler, but the Omega Lock, It's just weird overall because during the 26th episode, certain stuff that has happened, can't tell you what due to spoilers. It is just been very interesting. So it comes down to I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know overall. But that's pretty much about it. Once again, I want to thank you for watching. Do not forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share this video if you haven't already. Like this video if you're a Transformer of any faction. And most importantly, to all toys fun. Once again, I want to thank you for watching. And to all toys are fun.